everyone, I thought I would do a journal update for you because I think I said I was going to do it every quarter, and I think I've hit that next mark for summer. And I've finished a lot of journals, so I kind of wanted to give you a look at the inserts that I've completed. And if the video gets too long, maybe I'll do a separate video of my current setup of my Midori because I have changed a few things around. So I'm kind of doing it, I'm holding the camera up by myself because the filming conditions in my current situation are kind of off right now. So I'm going to do this as best as I can. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod and give you a look at what I've completed and what I've moved on to. Okay guys, so I've turned you around to show you what I've completed and changes that I'm making in my journaling process. So I did mention in the earlier part of the year that I do keep a gratitude journal. That has actually changed, I think sometime in the past month or so. I just felt like it was just too many things to keep track of. For me, I'm very minimalistic when it comes to journaling. I don't have to have several journals for everything. It just gets too stressful for me to have to handle like a dream journal separately and a journal for this and the journal for this, and it's just too much stuff. It's too much stuff to keep track of. And so even though I just had one everyday journal and one gratitude journal, for me I just felt like I could minimize that into just one. So when I'm in the mood, I'm going to keep track of things I'm grateful for in my personal journal right here. Other than that, I am just going to move on from just keeping a separate gratitude journal. So I kept that in the format of these Kihir moleskin journals in just the blank pages with the craft paper. I actually kept that in the kind of handmade Midori passport styled leather cover that I made when I was first researching Midoris. And so I'm going to just pack this away and just put this into my journal collection. But other than that, I'm moving on from the gratitude journal. In terms of finishing journals, here's what I've got. I number all of them in chronological order. I think one summer I just decided to sit down with my whole, I had an antique trunk filled with journals, and I just sat down and just went through all of them, put them in chronological order, and numbered them. And now I found a perfect system for it because I bought Cavallini stamps, which maybe I'll show in another video, where I just stamp them all with like chestnut brown ink. That's the system that I'm sticking with on keeping track of them. And it's easy to stamp the inserts now that that's all I use. So I finished two super thin, I think they're number 13 inserts. So 42 and 44 are the super thin inserts. I've been trying to use up a lot of stickers, so that's kind of what I've used to decorate the front. And then that little rectangle on the inside, I just use art stickers to decorate because they fit perfectly in that rectangle. If you go to art museums, they always have like their $2 sticker booklets of famous works of art, and I collect those. For the longest time, I just didn't know what I was going to do with them. And when I got the Midoris, I thought, oh, that was the perfect place to place these. So that's what I do with them. So each insert has a certain art sticker in it, which kind of is cool. It's a great way to use it up. So that's the number 13 super thin insert paper. This is just the basic paper. This is number 43. This is a Cavallini sticker, and Cavallini & Co. sticker in the front. Same thing, used an art sticker in the front. No particular theme. I decided to decorate this one a little bit more. Number 44 in the super thin paper. And another art sticker there. I did a lot of journaling in the past few months. it's been kind of stressful, and when it's stressful I tend to journal a lot more because I'm just full of words. I just always have to write down everything that's going on. Helps me de-stress. Number 45 is a new insert that I actually got from a Happy Scrappy Fodori kit. Sam from Happy Scrappy recently launched a Midori kit, which I thought was really cool, and I thought I would try it out. And I'm expecting my newest subscription for this month soon. And this was, I think, maize, so it was a hot air balloon themed. So you can see right there all the different like clouds and the balloons. And so I had these leftover stickers. They were like limited edition ones for Target with that little character on there. Ryukuma? I don't know what they're called, the little bear. But I thought they were so perfect, so I kind of distributed the stickers throughout the journal to kind of follow up with that theme. I am not a fan of the super fine, super thin kind of grid paper, so just to cover up what I'm writing, that's how small that grid line paper is, and I don't like it because I ended up having to write every other line, and I felt like it was such a waste. I filled this up so quickly. I prefer, if it were a graph paper design, a wider line, so that way I don't have to write in such a small print. So, and I don't write with a fine tip, so I think with that, using a bolder nib and the smaller graph lines, it just wasn't working. And I also find with the colorful, like, themed inserts, it's a little restricting because I can't use or decorate as much as I want to because I feel like it's clashing with the colors. That's why I tend to like the notebooks like this, because it's blank paper, the blank canvas, I can decorate it however I like. So I'm going to give the Happy Scrappy subscription a chance for a couple more months just to see. Maybe I can use the inserts for something else and not necessarily for journaling. And I do like the stationery bits that come with the subscription. But for journaling purposes, I feel like it's just too colorful. A little too... It's just not me. I like blank canvases, so I can just kind of have carte blanche on just designing it and decorating it and things like that. Because I personally just don't write on lined paper anymore. I just prefer the blank paper. So that's my thought on the Happy Scrappy insert for now. And that is what I've completed so far. Those are the 4 journals. This is going from April to mid-June. That's like 2.5 months. Yeah, 2.5 months of journaling. Quite a big heft. I gotta start figuring out how to store these because I'm actually running out of space from the 2 bins that I keep my journals in. So there's that. I did want to mention that while finishing up these journals, I actually decided to try some fountain pens. I didn't want to invest in a really fancy one, but somebody on the Traveler's Notebook forum, resources forum, I think, is what I'm a part of the group of, had posted an article on top 7 fountain pens under $25, which was so helpful. So thank you whoever posted that article, because I read through that entire article and I did research on my own. 2 disposable ones that seemed like the best options to try out, I decided to get, and I'm a Prime member, so they came fairly quickly. This is the Pilot Preppy, is it? Platinum Preppy. Made by a Japanese company, and it's got a medium tip nib. That's what it looks like. And actually, when you get this, the cartridge actually comes separately, so what you have to do is you have to push it in and then let it sink through and before you can actually start writing. This was, I think, about $4 or $5 on Amazon, and then I got the Pilot Varsity, which is the most affordable and disposable fountain pens, and this was, I think, $4 for a pack of 3, which I actually prefer because this doesn't fit into my pen loop, and I have the wide pen loop for the Midori. This one does. So I also feel like the nib on this one writes a little bit darker than this one. The ink comes off as more gray. This one comes off more black. So that's what I'm currently using, which I will get into when I do the setup of the Midori. But just wanted to kind of give you an update of what I'm using. Otherwise, it's mostly the Uniball Vision Elite pen in the fine tip, which actually comes off as more of a medium tip if you really write with it. So I thought it was fun to try out the fountain pens, and these are two great disposable options if you didn't want to invest in a fancy, like say Lamy Safari, which is I think about $25. And for some people that's a lot of money for a pen, especially if you're not really used to the maintenance of a fountain pen. So this will kind of give you an idea of how it writes, the weight of it, things like that. So those are my thoughts on the fountain pen. I hope this was interesting, and I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye!